did it on purpose. I swear.
That's what she said.
So hello and to our fellow theme park enthusiasts and all the true believers, England team here.
Fellow Musketeers.
I know I'm talking to both channels now, so I'm the homegrown tourist on one side, Old Man Comics on another. It's a lot of fun. Man, we got something to talk about today. Holy Toledo. The tweet's going around by now, but I saw it way early. I'm attached to a whole bunch of the Disney blogs and everything. So I saw it. It was like Jungle Cruise boat sinks, and my head exploded. I was like, you are freaking kidding me. What kind of clickbait BS is this? And no, it's not.
So in the bat phone. So in the bat phone, he has the Disney phone.
Yeah, well, it's very much like that. Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused as to why this is a bigger story than the Iger Chipek thing.
We'll get to, well, okay. The reason why I wanted to cover this more than I wanted to cover the Iger stuff is CEOs come and go. Heads of companies come and go. I've seen a couple of people that ran Disney already. It's not impressing me that we've got a new one. Don't matter. I have been going to Disney since 1972, at least 4 or 5 times a year. At the very least, 4 or 5 times a year. I've never even heard of a jungle boat sinking.
I saw an article.
So this is a bigger freaking deal. And I got to tell you, I don't know what you guys thought when you first heard it. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I thought, are you freaking kidding me? I've gone 1,000 freaking times and not once has a boat sank on me. And these people, they just show up their first time. Oh my gosh, I would have loved to have been on that boat. That would have been so freaking cool, man.
Although to be fair, I don't know how good you are at swimming, England.
Oh, I'm very good.
Well, this is
I'm born and raised in Florida. Are you freaking kidding me? They throw us over the side of a boat when we're babies. The only ones who learn how to swim right at the spot get to survive.
Oh, the humanity.
The rest are all gator bait.
That's right.
But actually, to be honest, this isn't the first time we've actually had a Jungle Cruise sink.
Oh, really?
2004. The Sand Cruiser Sadie sank after taking on too much water.
Wow. But I didn't know the ship was real. I thought it was on rails. They're not on rails so much as it's kind of like a track, but it's not on rails. But they can't go out of a certain area. So it's like say like a flume ride, but it gives them the illusion of free sailing. But yeah, I was really disappointed. I'm really disappointed that I wasn't there because I would love to have been on this. But I wear shorts and flip flops when I go to the park a lot, anyway, so that wouldn't have bothered me.
Man, it was cold today,
and it would have been a really good story. Are you kidding me? You know how I will bet money they are bending over backwards to make sure everybody is happy and a-okay and all is well. And yeah, I will bet you money that they're making sure of all that.
You want the hashtag mouse rivalry.
So this cruise opened up in 1971 in Florida's version of the Jungle Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
The ride lasted a minute longer than the adventure in Disneyland, and there were 2 additional boats. So Sand Cruiser Sadie was the only jungle launch in Magic Kingdom to actually sink in 2004, but it was soon returned to service.
Cool. Let's see. Before we go on, hello to Underworld Dream. Saying, let's see, and hello to Maverick. How you doing? Did the robot crocodiles attack and snakes attack anybody? No, but we had to do a little convincing on VENKMAN that they are not real.
I was hoping they actually had real. I'm like, come on. I was just like, yay, robot. I want adventure. I want actual snakes. I want all that.
Florida, I want the chance of dying when I go to see Mickey Mouse.
It's not a jungle cruise. It's just a pleasure cruise.
It's obviously it's all audio and animatronics. It's really cool. Come down, man. Come on down. Is the upcoming The Rock movie based on that ride? Yes, it is. As a matter of fact. So anyway, I'm going to share the
cross promotion.
I'm going to share the screen here. There were pictures and there was video. So we're going to be checking that out here. I think it's fan-freaking-tastic, man. This is something. No, that's not it. Here it is. Images surface of guests clinging to sinking Jungle Cruise boat. There we go. You can actually see it going down. That looks like what? It'll pop up here on the TV, honey, if you want to watch it there.
That's the baby elephant.
Yeah, I was about to say. So at this point, they are. It's not during the bathing scene. It has to be as they're leaving. You know, oh look, that's the mother elephant and everything, because you can see the road behind it. Looks like this boat right here is headed to the backside of water. Because that's the only time I could think of where one boat is heading towards another one. What do you think, Pix?
I'm not sure. I can't tell the exact. I wish I could see the captain of the ship, because
yeah, if you saw the front, you would be able to. But the only time I could think of that boats are ever this close together is when one is about to turn the corner and the other one is about to go behind the water. In this photo, we see guests from another boat looking out at the sinking vessel as guests climb up to avoid getting even more wet. There's even a guest standing up by the hull of the boat. Luckily, the waterways are surprisingly shallow throughout the attraction. Yeah, the adults would have been able to stand up in the water easily, and I don't think there would have been a lot. Like, that little kid would definitely have to be held.
Well,
but
I'd be mad because my shoes are now ruined.
oh yeah, that's a happening. But let me tell you something. Everybody's getting new clothes. That's just the first thing they're gonna do.
These are $200 Nikes.
Everybody's getting compensated. Everybody's getting comped, and everybody's getting new clothes. And look, this person's wearing a scarf. They're all wearing jackets, like you said. It was cold today.
Ooh.
Twitter users Sunwave shared a photo of various guests' feet well underwater, even as they stood on top of the boat's benches to stay somewhat dry. On the right is the boat's wheelchair lift. This is one of the two boats for the attraction. They're equipped with wheelchair lifts, meaning until this boat is repaired, guests in wheelchairs looking to transfer on Jungle Cruise may see some longer waits. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's the camp. That's the tent for the apes. That's where they were.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's the ape tent.
Yep.
Holy Toledo!
Man, it's really down there.
They had to get out. They had to go off the vegetation just to walk back.
Yeah, the captain is up to his almost up to his waist right here. Holy Toledo!
But you know what?
Yeah.
You remember when that guy got off there for Splash, whatever that was? Is that Splash Mountain, whatever? He had to get his phone. Remember?
Yeah, no, that was Big Thunder Mountain.
Or Big Thunder. It's just the same thing. These people are getting a backstage area than walking.
Yeah. That's my dream. I want the Haunted Mansion, but when they have to evacuate and they turn on the lights, I want to have that happen when I'm on the Haunted Mansion. I want that to happen when I'm on the dinosaur ride, where it breaks down and it's so bad that they have to walk you out and you turn off. They turn on the lights. Space Mountain would be a decent one too, but that one's all done by gravity. So
Dalton needs let back in.
oh,
Please, sir, let me in.
There you go, Dalton. I don't know how much you saw, but I'm pretty sure you're.
I saw most of it. My phone cord was just being persnickety yet again.
Are you champing at the bit to say something?
Well, it's kind of ironic to me that it's the handicap accessible one in particular, because obviously that's relevant to me for.
Well, yeah, but that actually, now Gail says, Disney's been having some problems, and they really have. We've actually noticed how it seems like they've let things go a lot more than they used to. Disney used to be, it was top notch all the way, and nowadays it seems like they are okay with good enough. What were you about to say, Dalton?
Something occurred to me. How great of a promotion opportunity is this for the Jungle Cruise movie? Because I guarantee you, people are gonna be talking about Jungle Cruise for at least a little bit, and it'll probably get people to look up what is this Jungle Cruise ride people are talking about. Oh, look, there's a movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it coming out based on this.
Dalton, this is an omen. The Jungle Cruise is going to sink just like this did.
Oh no! Don't say that. I wanted to do good.
That movie's gonna
that
make
movie
some
will
bank.
redeem this thing that happened.
It's not Jumanji. Sorry, and I want African Queen Bogart. Sorry.
That movie's gonna. Yeah. Well, what you want doesn't mean this movie's going to be. I think this movie's going to do some gangbuster business. It says the boat scene here is the Bomokandi
Mark my words.
sank at approximately 12:30, causing the ride to be shut down. The incident caused an interruption of 105 minutes, just enough time to unload the soaking passengers and tow away the sinking boat. There have been no reported injuries. That's good. At least it's obviously people got wet, but I guarantee you that they're getting free passes, that they may be even getting accommodations at a hotel if they're staying off property.
It has to suck to also be the boat behind the sinking boat, because then you're just stuck there.
Yeah,
and you're not even having the interesting experience of sinking with a ship.
You're right. You're right. Somewhere around the snake or the African bull elephant, somewhere around there's a boat just sitting and waiting for everything. You're right about that. Damn, I didn't even think about that one.
Around, yeah.
That's a pretty good.
I wonder if the captain of the boat behind them worked the sinking ship into the storytelling to make it more immersive.
No, they wouldn't have let it pass.
I can't imagine being.
Oh, you mean the one that's passing by him where they got the pictures? This guy? Oh,
well, that, but like you were just talking about the people behind them,
keeping the magic alive.
The ones that are stuck.
Saving face.
Do you think that the captain of that ship would work the sinking ship into the storytelling somehow to make it seem more?
Yeah, that would have been a really good captain if he kept the story up, if he kept being able to say like, oh, and blah blah blah, and it didn't miss a beat and then called it in or whatever. That's a good captain right there.
It seems like one of our sister ships ran afoul of some hippos or something, and so on and so on.
Sadly, like the great movie ride before it went away, rides like that actually have people talking to the people and leading them through the tour, they're just hiring people and they're not really caring enough. At least that's my experience most of the time.
When we did this, because we actually went on Jungle Cruise, our quote unquote tour guide was really good. Actually, he seemed to be really into it.
Oh, usually the Jungle Cruise is the show as far as Disney attractions are concerned.
The fun one.
Yeah, that's the one you want if you're not afraid to. Like Gail can't speak in public. I mean, she's really say hi to the guys. Yes, she's really nervous just to speak in public at all. But if you're not, that is the show. Let's see. Maverick saying this is the second ride malfunctioning. What's going on with the kind of money Disney has? Shouldn't this preaching to the choir? Like I was talking with Gail, they seem to not care as much as they used to when it comes to certain things. There have been things that have elements of rides that have been down forever, and it's ridiculous.
Bring it back to what we were talking about the other day. Most of that era is the era that was oversaw by Chipek, so not exactly.
Not a great omen. Pixel, have you been on Splash Mountain?
Yes.
You know that one scene where you go up, you go down, and then it's like all the turtles are playing in the water. It's supposed to
laughing place.
Yeah, the laughing place. I think maybe 1 in every 3 rides that water's dancing. I've seen it so many times where they just don't care.
Yeah, no, they've shut it off and they just leave things be. The parks really need somebody to step in again. And
yep, I'll tell you what, as much as everybody hated him because he was a shithead boss, I gotta say it, Eisner cared.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess they spent all that money on the new Star Wars movies. Oh, no, two different departments. They spent all that movie on the Star Wars rides. But that's actually, Universal did this too, where they would open up a big ride and all of a sudden all the others doesn't matter. Because that, like, I remember I was in Twister and they opened up the Mummy. And I kept telling them, look, our fans aren't running. Without those fans, it doesn't feel like the tornado. You need the big fans. Well, we need to put our resources into the Mummy now because that's what, my guys.
Yeah, it's not the big eye catcher. It's not the poster boy. So it doesn't.
Whatever big new ride is out, that's what they care about. So yeah, more of the Star Wars rides. Lucky to be on that boat. I agree. Jungle Cruise, is everyone okay on the ride? Yeah, no, they said that there were no injuries. Let's see.
Just want to say I got to bounce. And hopefully this stream doesn't sink like the ship does.
That's right. Well, you have a good day, man. Be safe.
Later.
All righty. I think they're going over. He's got that other one to do. He mentioned.
With comic quirks.
Yep.
And
yeah, I saw that comic. Well, you start a stream before I go on. Nice. Hey, you know what? He's going over there, man. Come on. This is something that had to be talked about. I'm sorry. This is something that has to be talked about. And we're not even done because there's video, yo. Let's see.
I'm glad I wasn't there because I can't swim. So
if you were there, man, don't worry. You go with me and this happens. I'll take care of you. I am. But anyway, actually,
I can picture it right now. Me and Eglinton keeping you up, and we'll
Are you
make sure
kidding
that
me?
you're fine.
If the ship goes down in Dalton's, there it'd be like the freaking bodyguard. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty, so Maranya saying, wait, is this the same person doing quality control for Disney rides that also does it for Marvel Comics? If so, the rides are doomed. Bob Chepik, who knows for cutting corners, is now running all of Disney. It is not looking good, man. It is not looking good. All righty, let's move on a little bit. There we go. We passed this one. The boat seen here as the Bumakandi Bertha sank at 12:30, causing the ride to be shut down. The incident caused I read this part. Just now. Okay. Jungle Cruise is reported reopening after an interruption of 105 minutes, and this is said video right here. It's only a 10-second spot, but the funny thing about this one is it is literally to the tune of My Heart Will Go On. So we see people unload. Yeah.
If I was on that boat, that's exactly what I do. I just pull out my phone, start playing.
To make a Titanic joke, so why not?
My gosh, they are so lucky. This is the kind of thing. Look, there was one time we went to SeaWorld, and I see everything the way it's meant to be so many times. I don't mind the interruptions. I don't mind the train wreck that comes from a ride breaking down. I really don't. It's something new. And like I said, I'm always waiting for the dark ride that has to turn on the lights. You know, evacuate me when I'm riding Peter Pan and I'm over London, you know, so you have to turn on those lights and then walk me out or something. Or the volcanoes, because that's a longer walk. I would be absolutely fan-freaking-tastic about that.
Not to mention the Disney brand compensation you'd be getting afterward.
Well, that wouldn't be so much because that's just work. But this right here, pants got ruined, shoes got ruined. They're wet, they're cold. These guys are being taken care of right here. That is for sure. And imagine if there was somebody in a wheelchair. Imagine if Dalton was there. Then he would have. He may have had to have left the wheelchair behind.
Well, I don't use a wheelchair; I use a walker. But regardless, that would be quite a. As I said, I can't swim, so I can't imagine that would not go unnoticed.
And yeah, you've got people like Gail has actually got. She can't swim. She's actually got a phobia about going into the water. I tried to teach her to try to get her to learn to swim. And she goes, I'm never going to be in the water. I don't plan on going. I said, Gail, learning to swim isn't for when you plan to go in the water. It's when you don't plan on getting yeah. It's when you're just walking along and all of a sudden, you're in the water. Guests had to be evacuated onto heavily vegetated onstage jungle part of the attraction due to their distance from the boat dock. The only other reported boat sinking for the Jungle Cruise was back in 2004 when the St. Kuru Sadie sank after taking on too much water, but it was quickly returned to service. And we'll continue to update this story as it goes. So there you go, man. That I got, like I said, I'm very jealous of these people.
I'm jealous of the people who had their ride ruined by a disaster.
That's not ruined. Especially if you have a good captain, they could be saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I'm having trouble keeping the show afloat."
I would. Oh, you talking about? I would start talking about how the realism of this attraction is going to go up by 1,000. All sorts of stuff. Yeah. Try to keep it light because look, I don't. There's somebody on that boat that blame the captain. There is. Because there's always somebody who goes up and yells at the person selling the food for the prices. Yeah, there's always somebody who goes up.
I want to speak to the manager person. Yeah.
There's always somebody, but I'll bet you a lot of the people, especially you can see it in their eyes. You can see it here. I'll bet you a lot of them understand that the captain of the boat is not the guy who sank it.
Yeah.
It's I feel bad for the captain just because of all the stalling that he has to do, but
I hope he kept the story going like, these are the dangers of a jungle cruise, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you pay for.
Yeah, something along those lines. Somebody got fired. Oh goodness! Try swimming into the mouth of the animatronic hippo. If you break a leg, you'll be set for life. But yeah, well, man, I'm so jealous. I really am. I see stuff like that and I'm thinking, guys, that just looks really awesome. So, since we are also on the Disney Channel, I'm going to continue with some of the stuff I saw here as well. Might as well, and why not? Let's go over some of the things. But that's what we do. We talk about, for those of you on I Love Comics, or watching from I Love Comics, we do talk about Disney news and the movies, the parks, do food reviews, the whole 9 yards. As a matter of fact, we went to the Big Fire Grill at Universal, and I've got a review of that one coming up soon. It's a steakhouse. Have you been here, Pixel?
No.
Yeah, it's right out. It's where Emerald's used to be.
Oh, and, really?
Yeah. Really good spot. It's a steakhouse there. Their grill burns at 1,000 degrees. And I went and I watched them cooking. It literally is where they slap it down. They wait like 20 seconds. They slap it onto the other side. They wait 30 seconds and then they pick it up and it's like perfectly cooked. I got one of their steaks, and I'm very much a steak sauce guy. Give me some good A1 or Heinz 57 and everything. But I took a bite of this. I said, nothing is touching this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So very good.
It's the old adage, you don't put anything on really good food.
That's true. That you didn't need to. They had the smokiness. The oh my gosh, it tasted like it was cooked on a wood plank. It was so very good. What gets me though is we've been there a couple of times since, actually two, and everything. Gail had the seafood, I had the steak. Then we went again, and I got this noodle dish, and both times we got their chili for an appetizer, and we decided the chili is really the best thing about it. That's it, man. Every time I go now, it's going to be chili. It is so freaking good there. It's just one of those. They just let the flavors of the meat, the flavors of the sauce, everything. Just there's not a whole bunch of seasoning into it, but they also put a sweet cornbread onto it so you could bite it. Oh goodness gracious! I cannot wait to have that review come up. That will be out soon.
I don't like chili, but good cornbread is to die for.
It is so good. Gail doesn't like cornbread. She doesn't like cornbread. No, it was we took our mom. That was it. My mom was saying that. Me and Gail took her to Universal yesterday. Was it? No, 2 days ago. And we said, oh no, we're gonna stop by here to buy you the chili. That's all we're gonna get. We're gonna get chili And then the dessert we got was baked Alaska, so we figured we would take to see that. What?
Ooh, baked Alaska. Yum.
What? You had your face burned? How does that happen? How?
If you use a curling iron, I guess.
No. She had one of those Joker masks women put on sometime. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, it burned my face." I have no freaking clue because I'm a dude and I don't give a fuck about my face.
Maybe she's allergic to one of the herbs that's in
Go figure.
in the mask.
I was talking about the chili and such. That told them we got a food review coming up for the Disney Channel for Big Fire Grill. But holy crap!
That's Universal.
Yeah, I know it's the Disney Channel, but we go to Universal too and do stuff. Yeah, but dudes, you gotta check that out. This food is so amazing. What type of Southerners are you guys? If you hate cornbread, my mother's from Pennsylvania and my wife is from Chicago. So
Chicago.
I like cornbread, and I'm from like the most rural part of Pennsylvania you can imagine. So you don't have to be a Southerner to enjoy cornbread.
I don't care for cornbread all that much either. I love corn, but when it comes to cornbread, I'm just like, this is okay.
Maranya's saying she likes it from a Jiffy box. I guess so. I don't know. Maybe if it'll do in a pinch, and that's why I'm considered a damn Yankee.
I had apple Johnny cakes once, and they were delicious.
Paolo's wondering what's going on. We're actually doing a Disney stream, but I'm sharing it on I Love Comics because I thought this was something to talk about, and we were talking about the sinking of Jungle Cruise boat. Did you see? Hold on, here we go. Here, just nothing is real.
Everyone can videotape what happened.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised there's not more video. There has to be more out there. Somebody would have popped their phone out. But damn. So here's another one. Work is moving quickly at Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in Epcot's French Pavilion. They're making a new Ratatouille ride at Epcot's French Pavilion here.
Finally.
Hell yeah.
And it seems like they're upping the speed of construction. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with something else we talked about. And that was the closing down of Spaceship Earth right here. It was something because that's their big ride. I mean, that's the big space. That's the big ball you see in front of Epcot.
Yeah.
So if this thing's going down, which by the way, this is just about my favorite ride, but it looks like they're. I mean, is this the plans?
It's concept art.
Holy Toledo, that
looks
awesome. I know, right? I hope they don't get rid of the burning of Rome.
Oh, I love going through there. It smells just like a good barbecue, man.
It really does, with just a hint of marshmallow. I'm telling you, it's there. Either that or I was having a stroke.
You might have been having a stroke because I never smell anything like that. I always smell barbecue. And I'm like, let me go to Trails End.
Yeah. 2020 Epcot Flower and Garden.
Maybe Nero, while he was fiddling, decided to roast proto marshmallows.
Hey, Gail, this will interest you, Gaily. Here's the new magnets for the Flower and Garden.
Look at the orange bird.
I know the orange bird, right? Yeah, me
It's
too.
so cute.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that the orange bird is going to be. Oh, here you go. This is for you for you picks.
Oh, thank you. It has a little bow on it too. Isn't that sweet?
But yeah, that looks cool. Gail's going to claim all the orange bird stuff. The P? The B. That sounds better. Oh, you want me to search for that again? Okay. Gail, I don't know where that went to. But oh yeah, and the cold to close those. Let's see anything. Oh, and this I'm very excited about because one of my favorite rides is actually just the railroad around the park. And I've been very disappointed. They've closed it because they're building the Tron ride, and the Tron, it's supposed to be going by the the railroad track. So it's
Light cycle ride.
yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a Tron light cycle ride coming up, and let's see, do they have any photos of that construction?
That would be cool.
I'm glad that Ratatouille is finally getting some kind of recognition. 'Cause
Yeah.
that used to be my favorite Pixar movie. And
Oh, it's a great Pixar movie. It really is. I love it. My brother, of course, being a chef, Chef Jack.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
He
definitely.
loves that. He's seen that many, many, many times. And this is the Tron light cycle roller coaster that they're building. And that's why all the stuff around it has been closed down. I cannot wait for this ride. I went on the Rip Ride Rocket, though, 2 days ago, and just discovered why I should not be riding roller coasters anymore. I was so sick. Yeah, it was. I'm getting old. This is what the track looks like. If you ride the People Mover, you get a really good look at this construction. But there you go. Apparently, it's going to be a launch coaster, and it'll start right down here. Oh, I forget there's a delay, so I apologize. I'm talking probably a little bit quicker, but it starts on the floor, and then it shoots the people into the building. So it sounds freaking cool as hell, and I for one, I'm so jazzed for this ride. Are you a roller coaster fanatic?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll do almost any coaster that you throw at me.
General Motors was sponsoring a stunt show there, and we gave it. Hold on. It's been more than a decade since I've been to Euro. I've never been to Euro Disney. Have a good day, Mata. Yeah, it's a Disney stream. Let's see. I love comics. I take it the issue for accessing old man comics and tourists are gone. No, actually, they're done. I believe it. Was it you? Somebody said, "Hey, wait! If you can access it through your phone, you can fix it." And I was like, "Well, I don't think so." I tried, and then I actually figured out how to fix it through my phone. So, yeah, they are no longer a problem. Actually,
He just wanted a larger audience because he was geeking out.
You're right. Yes, I really wanted to talk about the Jungle Cruise sinking.
He's really jealous of those people.
I am.
And
I've never been on a ride that broke like that. Are you kidding me?
Well,
Some people.
You watch England team. You'll be the extra unlucky person that dies on one of the.
Hey! Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm just saying.
The hell! I just want to be on a goddamn ride while it breaks down. You're wishing me death.
No, I'm saying, given how much you've been sort of baiting fate by saying you're jealous of people on a broken ride, that's how that'll work.
Are you hearing this?
You'll ask for it so many times, the world will just be like, okay, and then you'll die on it.
Wow, no, that's a little extreme. People can't die at Disney World. It's a fact.
Nobody's ever died on. You're right.
You can't die at Disney World.
How else would you want to go, honestly? Can you honestly tell me there's not a part of you that wants to be immortalized as the guy that died at Disney?
No, nobody will. No
never
one
forget you
will.
there.
They will never be pronounced dead on Disney property. That's the whole thing. Nobody has ever died on Disney property. If they are in an accident, they pronounce them off property. They never say he died on Disney property. It was that happens so many times. If they have a heart attack, they're put in the ambulance. Boom, they haven't died on Disney property. There are people who've killed themselves and still haven't been pronounced on Disney property.
Oh, the corporate shilling happens. Okay.
Yep. It used to be the California Grill.
At the very least, if it happens, you'll be able to haunt Disney for the rest of eternity like you very clearly would like to.
Oh, that would be awesome, except for I would want to be that.
Afterlife, haunting Disney.
What ride do you think would be perfect for me to haunt?
Small World.
Small World, I'm thinking. Gail goes.
Girl.
Gail does not want to have anything to do with our afterlife being together because she goes, "Well, I'm taking Haunted Mansion."
Yeah, if we're going for maximum irony and maximum Anglintinishness, then it's got to be Haunted Mansion.
Oh no, I want to be the singing ghost at PhilharMagic. I want to be that. Nobody can enjoy the songs because I'm that out of tune voice in their head. Part of the world. Don't forget the.
I love this song, man.
If you die at Disney, they'll recycle your corpse, turn you into a zombie, and program you to wear the Daisy Duck costume. By the way, it fits. That was one of the. No, I'm too tall for that. I'm just kidding.
Of course,
how would you feel
on property? Mickey owns your soul, so there's that.
How would you feel if the boat from Pirates of the Caribbean sank, and where would you want it to happen, and where do you hate for it to happen? Okay, the cool thing about that is that literally is only up to your knees. Even a little kid could walk through the water there. If it were to sink, I would like it to sink probably as you go down the hill.
No.
Hold on, let me finish. As you go down the hill, you go between Barbosa, and you go between another ship firing cannons at it. I would like it to sink there because that would be all sorts of chaos. Plus, it would be the longer walk out. Okay, where would you?
You do it there, and you're just going to be shot by water being blasted up from the the quote unquote cannon fire that's landing in the water.
Everybody else, and I'll be expecting it.
And more importantly, better compensation benefits that way.
And I will be the one that's expecting it, and everybody else is going to be pure chaos. And it'll be just more. Actually, what would happen, and if the boat hit the bottom and we couldn't move, then yes, we would have to be walked through the water. Otherwise, employees actually put on waders and they push the boat as close to the dark. Yeah, and they push it as close to the nearest dock that they can. So, like, if we were there, the employees, if they could still push the boat, the employees would jump in with their waders on and try to get the boat close to a place where people could be let out onto dry land. So that means that if we sank right where I said, either A, we've got the long walk to the show scene, and then we get to go through the show scene, or we get to watch the employees jump through and try to push our boat to it before we sank, and then we get to watch. Either way, pure chaos. Abso-freaking-lutely where I would want to, because I know we couldn't sink down the hill, which would be awesome.
I'd want to sink next to the mermaids, because
that's a short walk out, but that's a creepy place. I mean, I would definitely stop and take a picture. Yeah. That's fun time. So anyway, gang, I know we got a whole bunch of people that are like, wait, they're not talking about comics, and then they jumped off. What other than ours, what channel really talks about comics anyway? Okay, so anyway.
Yeah. Ooh.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Damn straight. But there you go. I can't wait for this Tron ride, man. Look at that. Nope, you can't.
Will we go together? When
Sure.
it comes out, will we go together?
That would be an interesting time to meet up when the Tron opening happens.
I'm all for it, man. Sure, let's do. That sounds like an idea. I'm good with that.
I'm just hoping that if the Tron ride is successful, they'll use similar technology to create a Doctor Strange ride, because I want that.
I that would be cool, but I don't see it happening. The only way I could have ever seen it happening is if there was really, like, when Universal, they still have it. I mean, they still have Marvel Superhero Island. But if the movies were inspiring that land, then absolutely, why not? Eventually, they're going to need new ride material.
Yeah,
but
the best way to do a Doctor Strange ride would be basically a souped up version of a funhouse, where it's essentially the magical mystery tour that the Ancient One gives to Strange in the first one. Can you imagine a funhouse version of that turned into a ride? That would be cool.
Not sure. I it would be cool, but I just don't see it ever happening.
If you do a Doctor Strange ride and it's not sufficiently trippy enough, what are you doing? Honestly.
Well, the thing is, Universal actually only owns the Avengers, the X-Men, so forth, so on. So they can't do that. But that's why you've got Guardians of the Galaxy coming over here, because Universal doesn't own those. So a lot of the stuff that they made movies for, Universal doesn't own the ride for. Some of it they do, some of it they don't. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I wanted to pop this up. This is more Mandalorian The Child merchandise. Anybody buying into it, The Child, or are you still calling it Baby Yoda?
It's Baby Yoda.
It's Baby Yoda, right?
Baby Yoda. Or
Until he gets a Yoda-esque name, he's Baby Yoda.
He's Baby. Your favorite pop culture phenomenon, officially known as The Child, but affectionately known as Baby Yoda, is making waves as new items debut. In addition to dozens of products previously announced, a number of all new items across. Okay, so there you go. Lego Baby Yoda.
Oh, that looks so cute.
I want a Baby Yoda plush.
You want the Baby Yoda plush?
Yes.
I like the hat. The hat looks pretty good.
Oh, that's so cute.
I take it y'all heard that. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I live with. On Friday, I'm like, hey, The Mandalorian's on. And Gail's like, hey, did they have a new episode of Baby Yoda? That is how she announced the show. Do they have a new episode of Baby Yoda? I want to watch the new episode of Baby Yoda.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong exactly. I mean, it is the big draw of the show, so why not?
I guess so. But there you go. That's what I deal with. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, did you see that? Mandalorian was so cool. Baby Yoda. Oh, he dropped him. Bill Burr sucks. I'll never laugh at his jokes again. Yeah.
Wait, what now?
Bill Burr played a villain in Mandalorian, and he actually dropped Baby Yoda.
Okay, yeah. I didn't recognize him until you just mentioned it. Now, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Okay, here we go. It's gonna pop up in just a second. You'll get a better look at it, but it's a Baby Yoda figure. Want a little company on your daily adventures? Pre-order Hasbro's Star World. The child talking plush toy, which stands 7.5 inches tall, includes incredible detail and 5 points of articulation to allow fans to pose their adorable sidekick. Accessories include bone broth cup, a ball, and a tasty Sorgan frog.
Okay, but how does a talking...
Oh my gosh, he can eat it. He can eat it. Look, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you there, Pixel, but look at the pictures below. He can actually eat the freaking frog. I love this toy.
No, that's not the toy. That's a different thing.
I don't give a... I want that. I want the one where he's eating the frog. Okay, go on ahead. I'm sorry.
That's a different toy. Those are little figures. The other ones is a plush toy with a
that's
thing.
what I want now. I want him.
You want the little figure?
Yeah, with the frog half in. Yeah, that is awesome.
And look at the plush one right there.
There you go. That's the one Dalton wanted.
That's too cute.
All righty. And that's at the Build-A-Bear.
Cuteness personified.
There you go. That's at the Build-A-Bear workshop, by the way.
But cuteness is strong with this one.
Never gonna have those.
Okay, but I have to finish my point. A talking plush toy doesn't make sense for the child because the only sound he makes is this. That's not a toy.
I guess so. Well, this isn't going to work, so I'm not going to. Oh, there it is.
This actually reminds me of when I was a kid. One of my all-time favorite toys was this like animatronic Yoda that had like all 6, like the plots of all 6 movies downloaded into it, and you could have actual like conversations with it. It had like an AI. It was so cool.
Wasn't it like Teddy Ruxpin or something?
No, it was more advanced than that. Like you could like play games with him, and he would like he would respond to your conversations. It was a really cool thing. I got it, I think, at Toys R Us.
Okay.
It was around the time Revenge of the Sith came out that I got it, I think.
There's some decent merch coming out.
It's not going to take a year to arrive. It's going to come out this year.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. This is just a surprise. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
But a welcome one.
Yeah, and you can tell my wife is going nuts over the merchandise here. She loves the Baby Yoda show. Yeah, I like the Mandalorian. She loves the Baby Yoda show. Two different things we're watching. I'm looking to see some kick-ass action. She's just looking to see. Yeah, you're right about that.
Reminds me of the Family Guy joke. How the Asian guy thought that Star Trek was the Mr. Salou show.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you ever get a chance to come down to Disney Springs, there's a place called Haleo, and it serves a paella that when you go in, you have to order it, and you know it's going to take 45 minutes to make, and they always make it in this huge pan right here. That looks so good. But if you ever get a chance to come down, it is absolutely freaking amazing. So it's not cheap though. But damn, look at that. Look at that. Gosh darn, the food is so good. So freaking good. All righty. Do you have any horror stories while working at a theme park? I've got a couple actually, and a couple of comedy stories. One actually. Well, horror stories. I don't know what, like, I don't have like people dying and actually, yeah, there was a guy that when I worked at the Tiki Room at Magic Kingdom, a guy had a heart attack. And I didn't see him. And so
his soul is bound.
No. I have no idea. But I didn't see him, so I walked out and I dropped the rope, same as always, and that not a lot of people did know until everybody got through, and then finally, so like, oh, well, are you guys okay? And then we found out, and that I hated because I felt, okay, if he went down, and people were like, I think that guy's hurt. So okay, I'll get somebody, but first I had to start, get the people in. I had no idea. I thought, okay, we'll make sure everything's cool and then we'll go over. This guy freaking fell because he had a heart attack. Didn't understand the urgency. I was about 17 at the time. Not a great moment. I always wonder, I don't know if he lived, he died. We called health services. They got there really quick. They got him out. But yeah. But that was a bad story. Another story was this woman. I don't know if this is a bad story, but this woman comes in, and I'm at Twister. It's at Universal Studios. And the way it works is there was this one room where it looked like the aunt's house and a tornado would hit it. And they do a little pre-show there. And this woman comes up, and I'm waiting for it to get done. And she's yelling, and she's just pissy. And because she thinks, when's the show going to start? And I'm thinking, you're in it. What do you mean, when's the show going to start? So the doors open, and she takes right off. I mean, she runs, and she hits the second stair. And I've never seen someone fall up the stairs before, but she tripped, and it went up. Like the momentum carried her, and it's just almost like shaved the skin off of her knee. It was horrible as far as the blood that was on the stage. We actually had a doctor there that took care of her and held, everybody else. And what's weird is we've also got the other 200 people who who a lot of them just walked around her, which I thought, well, that's nice. But we had to do the show. So this woman's waiting for medical services while there's a freaking tornado going on all around her.
The show must go on.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
That has to be, that's kind of funny from your perspective.
From mine, yeah. I don't know if these are horror stories or anything. Does Baby Yoda toy eat the frog that takes it? Okay, I want to build a bear thing. This is doing hornet. There's another story that once again, I don't know if it's a horror story, but it's more like people doing stupid things and me being there to see it. Like there is a horror story where I would have lost my job if something had happened. I was at Twister again, and across the street we used to have benches. Now it's the what's that dumbass's name? He's got the show on NBC. What's his freaking name? Jimmy Fallon. Now it's a ride about Jimmy Fallon, but across the way there used.
Jimmy Fallon, what in the name of...
Yeah, right. Now there used to be some benches across from Twister, and this couple, Asian couple, sat down. I think they were Japanese, and they were talking, and he just wham slaps the shit out of her. She gets up, he chases her, and I put myself between. No, this is not something you do if you're an employee, but I'm a guy. I saw a girl getting hit. She didn't hit first. You know, if she hauled off and punched him and he slapped back, that's kind of on her. Yeah. But he just hauled off in anger, and I yelled and I put myself in between the two of them, and I told him, if you need to hit someone, you hit me, and he wasn't having any part of that. That was a bit of a horror story, but right beside those benches, there's a light post. Well, now there's a food booth, and then there's a light post. But on that light post, there were some kids. No camera. But there were these kids, and I swear to God, it was a rainy day, and this dumbass, I can only think Jersey Shore mook, he decides he's going to show off for his girlfriend. And I'm watching this because he's climbing up the light post. Okay, I go over to stop him because I can tell this guy's going to commit suicide through stupidity. And
the Darwin Award goes to.
I said, dude, you're not supposed to be climbing the light post. Just stop. It's all right, man. It's all right. No, it's not all right. You need to come down from the light post. I'll be down in a minute. And he tried to flagpole himself. Now, if you've ever seen someone do this, better to do on a dry pole and one that you can actually put your hands around. This one is not that. And that's 2 strikes against him. But once you add in the rain, there's no freaking way this does, because he literally said, I'll be all right. I'll be down in a moment. And he tries to flagpole himself and freaking falls right on this.
Again, and the Darwin Award goes to.
And all I'm thinking is, I'm going to have to fill out fucking paperwork all damn day. I have no sympathy for this guy. He's a douche. He's a huge douche. So why am I going to be worried about that, man? There was another story. We were at, I was working the Slime Time Live TV show, and we were the ones that picked out who goes on the show. You know, okay, we gave out tickets and all that kind of stuff. And you have to be 10 years old or older to be on Slime Time Live, or even in the audience. Basically, you have to be able to control yourself. So this guy, he's got a freaking toddler, and he's trying to pass him off as 10. I'm sorry, I can't give you a ticket. He starts yelling at me, and he calls me the Antichrist. Oh, you motherfuckers! You are the Antichrist, and I just want to bring my kid out there. And then he grabs me. But at the time, a friend of mine, he was security, big, I mean, just a huge black guy. You remember Johnny's roommate? Yeah, huge. I mean, just big black guy comes walking up. And the funny thing is he wears these sunglasses, and he looks like freaking Shaft ate another Shaft in order to get his size. He is huge. And I always thought he looked badass. Problem, though, is that he sounded more effeminate than yeah, there's nobody else more effeminate than this guy. He was gayer than the day is long, and he'd be like, Aaron, I just don't understand why you just. And I used to tell I a couple of times I've told him, hey, look, all I need you to do is stand behind me and look mad. Yeah, just don't say a word.
Do not speak. You will ruin everything. Just go over there and look imposing and dangerous.
The thing is I realize that if someone is trying to tell you what to do, and they even have that, if they sound stern, that's kind of more scary. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but if you don't follow me, I'm going to call the cops, and you're just not going to like how this day's going to end. Holy shit, that person's getting their dick cut off while they sleep.
He's basically Big Gay Al from South Park in the body of the Hulk.
Yeah, he's a good guy, though, but he got me out of that particular thing. Let me see. A horror story, comedy story. Here's one that's going to bring down the room. No, I don't want to tell it. Oh, I was telling one to Gail the other day. I said two of the most embarrassing times I was working the Alfred Hitchcock show, and we do our little spiel. Ladies and gentlemen, what you see behind me is a replica of Alfred Hitchcock's 1942 movie, I think it was, Saboteur. And we're going to make it look like somebody falling from the Statue of Liberty. I forget the whole spiel, but I had to call me a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was spring break. So some college kids come in, a couple college girls come up. And one of the things we had to do was put on the same, these little bibs that look like suits to make it look like they're wearing the same clothes and everything. And I was putting the bib around this one girl, and it slipped. And I went, oh, and I caught it right there. And the thing is I was horrified. so there, I don't know how long I actually was holding this girl's boob, but to me it felt forever. There's like now it's becoming a little, no, but in all honesty, it was probably just like this, but it felt like yeah, but when I pulled away, it was definitely squeeges, and I was like, oh gosh, yeah, that was embarrassing. So yeah, I do have some stories. You just do when
this
that
is
happens.
The Disney Channel, sir.
It is. Well, that happened at Universal when I was working there.
That's true. This is a theme park channel.
It is a theme park channel. Yeah, and I was asked for stories, so there's some of my theme park stories. Yeah, I mean, there's other things like I was doing the show. I was on stage at Alfred Hitchcock, and you have to open the wild walls. We were showing how the shower scene was made. And in doing so, we have to open the shower walls so the camera can get through. And on one, I went, oh! And I wasn't supposed to scream, but I had scraped the skin off my thumb right here, and it started bleeding onto the floor. And so I went to health services. I got it fixed up. And later somebody came by. You were the guy inside the show. That was so cool. I really thought you hurt your hand. I held it up. She goes, and she didn't know that the blood was real. But oh yes, it was. Yeah, I did catch the bib. I caught the bib right where I shouldn't have. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot. I mean, if you work there long enough, you're going to meet the best and the worst of humanity. Seriously.
Yep.
It's but it's a lot of fun.
You cram enough humans into a small space, and you'll get the best and the worst.
Yeah, that does happen. It's good times though. I liked working there. I liked work. I worked at Universal a hell of a lot longer than I worked at Disney. That's for damn sure.
Where did you work at Disney?
I worked at the Treehouse. I worked at the Tiki Room. I worked at Jungle Cruise, and for a little bit, for about 3 months, I worked at the Hall of Presidents. But it was closed, so all I did at the Hall of Presidents was talk about how it's not open.
That must be. I have a cousin who works over in Animal Kingdom, and he works for the Primeval Whirl, and that's shut down right now. So all he does is just stand there all day telling people, sorry, it's closed.
Oh, yeah, it's easy. It's an easy gig. I got yelled at, though, because I joke around with people. I am not somebody who could just stand up. why, yes, what we have here is the Hall of Presidents and blah, 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 yada, yada, because I like to joke around with people. We lost Dalton, I think.
He'll
And
be back.
yes. So I would joke around and I would talk with people, and they actually came up and said, well, Aaron, there's a certain dignity to the Hall of Presidents that we'd like you to spew, and we're just not seeing that. Because like we had like what, I don't know, like a conductor's kind of hat, but it was for the boat. It was for the ferry boat, and it was a kind of a flat hat. So instead of wear it like they wanted, I kind of wore it back, and I was like, you know, a little bit more relaxed on it. And they hated that
Casual
shit.
here.
Yeah. By the way, we lost 5 subscribers since I started telling my theme park story, or not 5 subscribers, but
I was
5
about
viewers.
to say,
Yeah.
that's a hard choice. You're talking about theme parks now.
You're
I'm
talking
on
about
trouble.
Disney. I'm out of here. Yeah.
I'm out of here.
That's
People I will never understand.
no, I dig it. I like working at the theme parks. They're a lot of fun. You have to be of a certain temperament. Yeah, well, the thing is you're going, like I said, you're going to meet the best and worst of humanity when you work at a theme park. You're going to meet the kind of people who come in and they are here's one. Like I said, I worked at Slime Time Live. It was a TV show on Nickelodeon in the 2000s.
I used to watch that show all the time on Nickelodeon.
Okay. Did you ever see the episode with Wee Man in it?
Vaguely sounding
Because
familiar, don't
that was the
remember.
one time I was ever on camera. Wee Man comes on, and he is and he decided after he did his little skate stunt and segment that they said, hey, we invite you to stick around, have some fun. So he decided everybody in the audience and every member of the crew was going to get slimed.
Yeah.
So after, usually they would cut and they would cut away or something, but this time they would follow Wee Man, because instead of like occasionally they would take a gun and spray, and you may get slimed, you may not. Wee Man was getting buckets of slime and just throwing at all the kids. He was making sure of it. So everybody, okay, no, it wasn't the one with the Wee Man. It was after the Wee Man, because everybody is soaked from head to toe with slime, which is really, it's like cake batter and water and all that kind of stuff. But it does harden. When it dries, it hardens. So we decide to take a picture afterwards with Wee Man and the entire crew, except for there's one person that managed to not get slimed, and that was me. So they were looking
at the legend.
The man, the myth, the damn straight. Well, one of the reasons is because I stayed near the parents and made sure that everybody was acting right. I was a Nickelodeon bouncer. I made sure everybody was acting right. If they weren't, I had to remove them from the audience. I had to, like if the parents were videotaping, I had to remove the kids off the bleachers even. That was a cruel thing. I had to do that a couple of times. Yeah, you get to talk to your kids now. Here you go. So the next episode, they were like, yeah, we noticed that the kids on the top row, third over, are really acting bad. We need you to bring them down in the middle of the at the next commercial break. And I'm thinking, now I should have thought, because they didn't yell cut, but they said, yeah, could you go get them? So I ran up the stairs, and I was like, wait a second, who? And I turn around, and there's the there's the guy with the slime gun.
I always thought that it would be really fun to be slimed, because I actually really liked like the concept of slime as a kid.
Oh, it really was. It was a good time, especially if you got it on the TV show. And like they had a tour of the Nickelodeon studios, but it was all fake. But if you got it on the show, that was awesome. Mm-hmm. Good times. So if so, tell us about topless. Were there topless hula dancers at the Tiki Room? No, there weren't. However, I do have a couple of topless stories.
Is that appropriate for the Disney Channel?
Okay, kids. Send your parents out. I'm going to tell you about titties.
Send your parents out.
All right. So actually, yesterday was it yesterday or the day before that we
Yesterday?
went? Okay, we went on Tuesday. No, yeah, it was Tuesday because yesterday was free. It was New Comic Book Day. Yeah, it was Tuesday. So we go on Tuesday. I'm with Gail and my mom, and we came out of the Harry Potter Diagon Alley, and we're heading towards the Simpsons. There's a little bit of a bridge, and now I know Gail's over here, so I'm looking for my mom, and I turn, and there's this girl in a jumper, and she's walking by, and it's freaking wide open. Now I'm pretty sure she figured people are only going to see her from the front, but yeah, padoom. So you always kind of got that lady's all over the place. But at the Tiki Room, I told you I worked the Treehouse, and at the time I worked the Treehouse, across from it was a wishing well where people could throw in coins. They always fish the coins out for charity at the end of the day. Well, this Brazilian woman comes up. She undoes the top. She lets the top fall, and she starts watering her breasts.
What?
I fuck you not.
It's hot as hell. I'm getting cool.
She just starts kind of splashing her breasts, and I'm just kind of, I'm telling you, I'm 17 years old, and I'm just kind of. I didn't know my supervisor was there. My supervisor apparently saw this, and he saw me, and he walks over and goes, "Are you going to put a stop to this?" And I swear to God, I said, "I don't know how." I don't have those words in me, sir. Put your breasts away just weren't in my 17-year-old mind at that point, you know.
Put your breasts and away, just not will not coalesce in young teen's face.
It's just I couldn't come up with it. No, I was never a character. I never did the character costume. I tried out for Barney. I wanted to be Barney because I could do the voice. I actually wanted to try out.
Scar my childhood memories or anything.
Oh, that if you knew I was in the costume. Yeah.
Well,
I love you. You love me. Yeah.
Oh,
the raindrops and lemon drops and gumdrops. So what a rain that would be.
this
You don't really have to do the voice in those costumes, though, right?
No. But I actually.
Done.
I wanted to try out because the guy who did the voice originally was quitting, and I wanted to audition. But by the time I found out, they had already found a replacement. I would have loved to have done the voice of Barney. I think that would have been good. He wanted to be.
You would have also gotten
the weird one.
No, wrong Barney. They're in a disguise. Someone got their quarters worth.
bang bang.
Someone draw Anglantina's Barney.
Barnlintine.
Barnlintine. No, but I did try out for that, and they had a character called Tinker Train in the show and everything, so I tried out for that one as well. I wanted to be when Earthquake became Disaster Studios with The Rock. I tried to be on stage for that, but they didn't like my sense of humor. I'd breathe in a little bit of helium, and then the list is life. No, never mind. No,
Wait, I'm sorry. You said with The Rock. You're not going to mention Christopher Walken?
Oh yeah. Christopher Walken was in it as well. Yeah.
That was fantastic. I remember going on it the first time, and suddenly there was Christopher Walken just on the wall saying, "Hey, hi."
They made it look like he was in 3D, and they do the same thing now in Diagon Alley. But the the way he would interact, there's like little mechanisms everywhere that would maybe throw a piece of paper over the head, or it would hand something to the person that was acting with him. It's really well choreographed to make it look like they were really interacting with Christopher Walken. Not me, Maverick. I hate Barney with all the burning fires of hell. Damn.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
There was a hole in the middle of the sea. No, okay. I used to call my kids up sometimes because they really loved Barney. So I'll, hey, Ashley. And they would tell me, oh, Daddy, Barney called. Barney called. They were really cute until it was like, yeah, he called again. But no, it's good times. Have you ever worked at a theme park, Pix?
Not yet. I'm thinking eventually I might try after I'm tired of babysitting kids.
That would be very quickly. I don't even like
So
babysitting.
you mean now?
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
Well, it's a company that's, what's the term? We're third party, but we're connected to Disney still. So I wish we got benefits, so but we don't.
Oh, okay. Oy, so what others? I know there's other stories. Oh, yep. There was the woman who I took the cigarette out of her mouth. She was smoking next to someone with an oxygen tank.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, nope, you can't. First of all, this isn't a smoking area. If you want the smoking areas, well, I'm here to see the show and I'm outside and blah blah. And this young lady
thing I've ever heard.
And this young lady has an oxygen tank. Well, that sounds like her problem more than mine. Zip, zip.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
The words that I would say in that situation are not suitable for homegrown tourists. Let's just leave it at that.
Like I said, you meet the worst and the best of people. You really do.
To see someone with an oxygen tank and to say that's their problem, not mine. I just there is. At least evil people tend to have a little bit more intelligence than that. That's just too stupid to remain alive.
Well, there's a couple of seasons. You got spring break, of course, Christmas, of course, summer. We all know that. But then there's Brazilian tourist season, and then there's New York Jewish season. When it's just the parks are filled with those, you got your crowds during everything, but there's these two times where it's specific. Brazilians and then the New York Jews come down. I was working Slime Time Live, and this woman, she comes up and she tells me, she goes, "I'm here to hold the show." I'm like what? We're a live show. Do you have tickets? You can come in. She goes, "No, my kids are on ET, and they'll be here soon. I was just coming here to make sure you don't start the show without them." I said, "Yeah, that's not the kind of show this is."
What in the name of
this woman? And I noticed that a lot, man, the stereotype about Jewish moms, not a stereotype for no reason, man. Because this is the most demanding mother I have ever met or ever seen in my entire life. She was literally mad and yelling that we wouldn't hold up a live television show. I told her, I said, this is a TV show that comes on, that goes on. I think it was like 4 every day or 4:50, sometime like that.
It was always right after I got out of school. So yeah, 4-ish seems right.
Yeah, that woman just freaking amazing. I said, no, if they wanted to be here, they would have been here. Yeah, but they wanted to ride the ride. I'm like,
it's not a ride.
You just don't get it.
I don't know how. But this sly stupidity is occasionally more dangerous than evil.
Yeah. Oh, I had to chase
evil
Nick.
People can be reasoned with because they tend to be extremely self-interested. But stupid people, wow.
I don't know how old he was. It was about 2000. When was that? 2005, 2006 that I worked Slime Time Live. So I don't know how old he was, but I had to chase Nick Cannon away from some really young girls. I remember that too, because they were not supposed to. Well,
he would have been in his mid-20s then.
That's pretty sickening. But
he got his start in his like late teens with like Keenan and Kel and that. So like
he was. There were some girls that managed to get behind the scenes. Once again, I'm the bouncer. He was the musical guest of the day, and I had to. We see him talking off to the side, and I hear, "Aaron, you need to go take care of that." So I'm like, okay. I didn't know what a Nick Cannon was. I could barely care. He
was everywhere in the late '90s and early 2000s, especially on Nickelodeon. I remember Nick Cannon very well.
Yeah,
and now he's on The Masked Singer,
which I actually watch and enjoy, but I can never get past. Dude, I chased away from a girl who was at least maybe she was 14. Yeah, I can't get past that. Yeah. I can't not think of that when I watch The Masked Singer. I love the show. Me and Gail watch it all the time, and we're one of those. Does that sounds like Donny Osmond? That Donny Osmond? I think that's Donny Osmond. By the way, it was. I got that right. Woof. Okay.
It's actually one of the things I'm like, curse you, Japan. Why did you give this to me?
Oh, I love The Masked Singer. It's badass. I enjoy that one. Actually,
I'm sorry, but this is really bringing back like very early childhood memories for me, and I'm having to like imagine you involved, like just off the side of the camera talking to Nick Cannon, like, "Sir, you can't do that."
Yeah, that actually happened. If you saw his show on Slime Time Live, and he's like, "Oh, here I am singing my pop song," minutes before, here I am chasing him away from the girls that got backstage. So
yeah, he would have been like in his mid to late 20s, I think, because he got his start in his like late teens, and that was in the 90s. So yeah.
Have you ever tried to work one of the mazes during Halloween Horror Nights at Universal? I did actually one day. I will never work a maze ever again.
Amazing.
No, I did not find it amazing. But when you're working in a theme park, sometimes if they're shorthanded, you can pick up what's called a rescue shift, and that's what I did. So it was one by Spider-Man at the time. I'm trying to remember what it was, because I don't think it was when they had the Marvel superheroes. Like 1 year they had a maze based on the Marvel superheroes, but I don't think that was it. I forget the one it is, but I was there for only like an hour or two, and I got tired of it. They didn't even. I went in. I told them, yeah, I picked up a shift. They didn't have any record that I was supposed to be there. They said, why don't you go help so and so? I clocked in, and it sucked. I mean, it is nobody's paying attention to anything. The leads were shit. The leads are like managers. I really just didn't like the experience. So I figured, well, if they have no record of me being here, I swiped out and I went home. So I was like, no, that's nothing I want to do. I worked in, here's a funny story. More boobies, kids. Talk about topless. There was a, I've told this story. I'm wondering what stories are appropriate I could tell without getting hit with something by my wife. There was 1 year that at the horror makeup show, they were Universal had put together a DVD package. It was a whole bunch of clips from a lot of horror movies. I'm forgetting what the title was. Do you remember the title of that DVD? I had to work that. No. But they were, hey, what's up? No, this isn't the comic book auction. We're doing that on Saturday, Vinny. So show up then. I'm actually going to hit a warehouse sale to make sure I've got a lot of good books for you. So there was this show. It was all about this DVD thing. It would show clips from horror movies, and we were working it, but it's a real slow thing because a lot of people wanted to do wanted to do the mazes. So we're just hanging out, having a good time. So I'm at the door, just watching the crowds go by. It's really cool when we see these two girls, very nice looking young ladies, who are, let's say, ample. And I would not put it past from the way they stood. And I'm not talking about the girls, the way they stood, that they were not exactly what God had given them. But they were running away from what was called the Buzzsaw crew. And they're jumping all over each other. Woo! Because the Buzzsaw crew is running around chasing people with chainsaws. And they're like, ah, and they're falling all over each other. And they're giggling, they're laughing, and they come up. And I noticed they were wearing bikini tops. But the bikinis kind of went to the side.
Ooh.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, well, obviously, I don't know if you'd call it matured or whatever since the Brazilian scene when I was 17, because they stopped and they so what's this? And I'm like, I told them what it was, and I'm saying, ladies, you may want to take care of yourselves there. And so they look down, oh, and they put their bikinis back over their breasts, and they come inside, and my team come to me and they go, why the hell did you do that?
Ugly. Whoa.
Yeah, well, they were.
It was Halloween Horror Nights. They thought they were going to.
They were very nice to look at. They there you go. Yeah, that's more booby shots. So.
Poodlantine.
Say again.
I bet if you asked the co-workers you were working with, they would have accused you of all kinds of nasty things and called you like Frugalantine. Well,
oh no, I've got a reputation with a lot of people that I work with. I'll say anything. I'm kind of I tell a lot of crude jokes. You guys, like I say, you guys get it. Only a couple of times have I ever gone one barrel on anybody. I haven't broken out. I haven't gone double barrel the way that I normally do. Gail has heard so much that when she's with people at work and they say something a little off color, they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, Miss Gail, we're sorry," and she's like, "You're an amateur." Yeah, so I get a bit of a reputation sometimes when we're working. Yeah. Alrighty, so I don't know. We've been talking about an hour and 22, and the last was just me telling stories about working at a horror house. Yes, about working at a theme park.
Not to be confused with the other kind of house you might mistake
theme
it for.
Oh yeah, I actually said that, and Gail was like, "Wait, what? Do you mean spook house, scare house, haunted house, anything but horror house?" Yeah. I don't know why I say it that way though. I just say it to get her to go, "What?" Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Any more questions you guys want to know about working at a theme park? I'm more than welcome. Otherwise, we can shut it down.
By the way, Pixel, do you want to do a Dark Crystal watch tonight?
I figured we could.
Well, there you go. All righty. Well, let's see. It is Thursday, right?
It is.
Okay. So on Saturday, well, I'm gonna try to do a live stream every night. I don't have my hat in hand, but I'm like, please with the super chats because we're at $88. I need 16.
I always imagine when Englentine gets this desperate, he starts singing that one song from Mary Poppins. Today I'm a screamer, and as you can see, a screamer's an artist of highest degree.
Yeah, but in the beginning is where he actually asks for money. My cap would be good for a copper or two. Cap would be.
It's the end. It's the very end of that song that he does the.
Or a copper or two. Yep.
A copper or two.
Yeah, that's how I am sometimes. At the end of the month, I'm very much like that because I see it. I'm not desperate though because auctions have been doing well, and it does feel a little bit better, in all honesty, because of it's more of a you're getting something for it. But yeah, last month I actually gave myself a super chat, so I would get paid. That I did. I was like I think it was like $6 under. So I actually sent it to myself. So anyway, hello to Aqualad. How you doing? We're about to wrap up. So yeah, everybody make sure that you're coming in for the auctions on Saturday. They're pretty cool, actually. And I don't start any bid off any higher than $5 for single issue. If it's a set, obviously, you know, because there's more comics to it. But let's see, I've sold quite a few good books, to tell you the truth. And I've got some going out tomorrow for, I'm shipping them tomorrow. And yeah, I've had, Maranya got a book from. It comes very well wrapped and very well packaged and safe. And
England team.
I
suggest that you check which comic creators are going to be at MegaCon and what books you have that you're going to sell, because you can take it there, get it signed, and that.
I actually was going to put up my Green Arrow Longbow Hunters, and then I saw Mike Grell was going to be there, so I'll make sure it gets signed. And George Perez is there, and I have a Tales from the Teen Titans. So I'm going to try to make sure those get signed, so long as I don't have to pay. And I don't really want to pay for an autograph.
I might pay for George Perez just because I have Crisis on Infinite Earths, the trade paperback, and I really want that signed.
Yeah, that's something I would keep, though. I keep my trade paperback. But yeah, that would be good. Oh, and another is I've got this Monsters Unleashed sketch pad it was like a free giveaway a couple of years ago. I'm going to take that and see if someone can do a commission if it's not too expensive. And then I want to see if people could do like Marvel monster commissions down the line. I think that would be really cool. And
I would be willing to pay for that if I had any money.
That's what I'm thinking. At the end of after it's filled up, it might be a good kind of a giveaway or an auction thing or something like that. I think that would be really good, because I was thinking about those kind of things. Also, I'm going to be starting today or tomorrow on YouTube. They've got those community things, the memberships.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start those here, and I'm going to do really that goods based on books that will be in the auctions. And if you are a member, you'll get a preview. Like I'll actually say this is what you're going to see in the auction. So that way, that's something that'll be membership exclusive. And if you're already on Patreon and Ko-Fi, the same video is going to be on all of them, so you don't have to double up or anything like that. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the books arrive in perfect condition, says Maranya. She could testify to that. I try very hard, because I want everybody to feel like they're getting a good price and a good product and everything. So there you go. Anyway, yeah, thank you for hanging out and listening to me talk about working at a theme park. It's a lot of fun telling those stories. I've got more.
It's always fun listening to them, because I always feel like I'm getting kind of a glimpse behind the curtain a little bit when you tell these kind of stories.
It's fun. Oh, there's a video I want to go over. I've got it. It's somebody's talking about the horrors of working at a theme park, and I want to go and I want to debunk it, because I heard some of it and I'm like, wait a second, hold on there. So yeah, I'm gonna bring up some of it. The biggest horror is the food that they serve for you. Like some of it's so freaking greasy, although some of it's not bad. But like every week, it's the greasiest paella. Yellow rice and olives. Anyway,
is the word you're looking for there.
So anyway, guys, once again, thank you for hanging out, Miss Professor Pixel and Dalton the Authenticator. Oh, here's something we could do that would be fun. If we don't, there's another person. She's listening in, She's very shy. Her name's Dinah. I work with her at the movie theater. She's a huge Disney buff. It would be a lot of fun if she came on, because also it would be nice to introduce her to talk, have a female voice on that's a big Disney fan, but also because we get to do the Disney Princess quiz, which Dalton has done, Professor Pixel has done, I have done, and even VENKMAN has done. But if anybody wants to come on and do the princess quiz, feel free. Just say the word, and next time around, we'll get you on there. It'll be a lot of fun. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for asking the questions and keeping the conversation going. Paolo's off to sleep. It's past 3 a.m. Take care and be safe. And I'm hoping the auction won't be 6 hours, but definitely check it out on Saturday. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. And as VENKMAN would say, or if anyone wants to take his line, y'all know it.
Have a zippity-doo all day.
There you go. Have a good time, guys.